Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking so much of your time this evening to join me on this webinar on how to start your own online business. I guarantee you that after this webinar, you will not only know how to start your own online business, but I will share some of my secrets of how I made over 500,000 Rand on e-commerce. If you're interested in learning how to do that, carry on watching this video and drop a yes on the chat. So my name is Nkayiso Dlamini, and I am the co-founder of Sele Jewelry. Before Sele Jewelry, which I really love this brand, it's brought me so many moments, so much joy, and it's given me the opportunity to, stay in this apartment that I live right now. Before Sele Jewelry, it was very, very difficult. I used to stay with my mom. I used to be broke. I used to literally have no source of income because the business that I started collapsed under COVID. So essentially, I lost my job. So it was at this time and this point in my life, I decided, okay, cool. How can I make as much money as possible in a short amount of time with as little resources as possible from my home? And I'm sure if you're watching this right now, maybe you resonate with that. And that is the reason why you've watched this. While I was in this journey of literally rediscovering myself and finding new ways to make money, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos and I was literally looking at all different types of tool sets. And I came across one thing. Money follows assets, right? So if you're in a situation right now where you're not making the money that you want to make, ask yourself this question. How many assets do you currently have? Because income follows assets. Money literally follows assets. So what is an asset? An asset is anything that can produce a positive economic value. So example, your time or a business. So if you're currently employed right now, you are giving your time to a business. So you're going into work from 9 to 5 and you're doing certain tasks for that business. And at the end of the month, the business remunerates you or gives you a salary that is fixed constantly. So you're literally trading in your time, which is an asset to the business, and in return, you're getting money, right? Or there's another asset, and that is starting your own business, your own online business. So what I have right now here is a product, right? Let's say I open this product and it was a chain. So if I sell this chain for 150 Rand, right? That is me not using my time to make money. I'm literally maybe spend some time creating the business, but after it's done, it will make money for me. And how do I increase my income? How do I increase the money that I have? So if this chain is 150 Rand right now, I can charge it or increase the price to 200 Rand. So if I increase the price from 150 Rand to 200 Rand, I already automatically make more income. Or what I can do is that I can sell a bunch of products altogether so that it's either the more products I sell or I can increase the price of my products. So in today's webinar, what I'm going to be emphasizing and teaching is how do we create an asset which is an e-commerce business, right? For those who are not too sure what e-commerce is essentially any transaction that happens online. So for instance, you can sell a product online as I do with Sele, or you can literally sell a service online. So every time you request an Uber and it gets your location and it picks you up from one destination to the next destination, understand that that is a service, right? But I'm going to be teaching you the cheapest and the easiest way to get into e-commerce, and that's through the drop shipping process. Now, drop shipping is actually when you sell a product online, but you don't actually own any of the inventory or the stock, right? So you are the middlewoman or the middleman between the supplier and the customer. So what is required in the drop shipping process? So you would need to have a social media platform or Instagram page or YouTube page or whatever like that. And you'll also need to have a website, right? And essentially what you do is, because you don't own any of the stock, you don't have any inventory. All you have is a social media presence and a website where it can take money and it can deliver customer notes to the supplier. So you'd go to the supplier here. So for this demonstration, you're going to say, okay, to the supplier who sells wallets, right? You're going to buy this wallet from the supplier. They say the supplier charges 100 Rand. Then on your store, you're going to take nice, beautiful photos of this wallet, all right? And you're going to charge on your store 200 Rand, right? And then you're going to create content around this wallet. As you create the content around this wallet, you're going to promote it, you're going to boost it on your Instagram, and then the customer is going to find your content. Then the customer will go onto your website and buy the wallet from your website for 200 Rand. Then what you'll do, you'll take that 200 Rand, you'll take 100 Rand and go to the supplier and give the supplier 100 Rand for one wallet. And then you'll also give the supplier the customer's details, like where to deliver the wallet to. And then essentially they will deliver the product directly to your customer. So you don't have to have any inventory, you don't have to have any stock, but essentially you've just made a sale without needing to have any inventory. So that is what drop shipping is. So from now on, we're going to learn about, okay, how do you create drop shipping? So to create an asset, you're going to need three things, right? You're going to need a mindset, you need a skill set, and you're going to need a tool set. All right. So now we're going to talk about the mindset that you need to have an e-commerce business. And this mindset is called the be, do, have mindset. To have something you've never had, you have to do something you haven't done before and become somebody you haven't become. So if you want to have an e-commerce business or a business that's worth over 500,000 Rand, right? That is something that you want to have. But to have that, you need to be capable to do certain things. So you need certain skill sets, right? So if you want to have an e-commerce business, there's certain skills that you need to be able to execute on a daily basis. But for you to be capable of executing those skill sets, you need to become an individual that can do that. So you actually need to have the discipline, the desire. So for everybody who's on this call watching this video, understand something that you started the first thing in becoming e-commerce millionaire, right? You've actually taken to literally come here and watch this video. And once you learn that you're trying to become someone you haven't become, then you're going to learn the skill sets that are going to help you do the things that you need to do. And then you'll finally have what you're looking for, which is an e-commerce business that helps you increase your wealth. So what are the skills that you need for e-commerce? There are essentially 6 skills that you need to perfect, right? And I will probably speak more in depth in the product research, and then I'll speak lightly and just touch on the other skills. So the first skill that you need to know is product research, right? So a platform that you can use to find products to sell online is a platform called AliExpress. So AliExpress basically has all the manufacturers and all the suppliers of all the goods and products that you can imagine, right? But before you even decide what product to sell, you need to know what customer to sell to and all that interesting stuff. So product research, like I said, I'll speak about it just now, but that's what you need. That's the step for e-commerce. The second skill that you need is you need to know how to build a website, right? So in today's age, you actually don't need to know any coding at all. You can actually build a website in less than a week. In fact, you can build a website in less than a day. And it's all just drag and drop technology. You can use Shopify, you can use WordPress, but all you need to know is how to set up a domain, how to get hosting, and then you can just put a template inside your product. So building a website is essential. That speaks to your customer and builds your product. The third skill that you need in e-commerce is digital marketing. You could use content creation, but essentially you need to know what type of content you need to create that speaks to your customer and shows your product in the best light. But also you need to know which platform to use, right? Are you going to be using Instagram? Are you going to be using TikTok, Twitter? What platform are you going to become a master in selling your product, right? So that's digital marketing. The fourth thing is social media advertising. Now, if you go onto Instagram right now and you look on the blue button on your pictures, it says boost. That's literally what it is. Social media advertising is when you boost a piece of content on your page, and you target a certain demographic. And when you are in e-commerce, this is a fundamental skill because you're trying to reach a certain demographic to solve their problems, right? So once you figure out how to do social media advertising and people have bought from you, you need to fulfill that order, right? And you need to have the skill of shipping and logistics. So shipping and logistics, essentially, if you're doing a drop shipping process, you need to make sure that the manufacturer is able to send your product to your customer in less than 14 days, right? And if you're going to buy some of the product and bring it into your country, which is South Africa, you can also use a platform called uafrica.com, which is basically like an Uber for courier providers. So all you do is once someone makes a purchase on your website and gives you the delivery details, you upload on uafrica.com, and then they will find the cheapest courier person to deliver the item to your end customer. The final skill that you need to perfect is customer service, right? So this is essential. So depending on who your customer is, you'll decide whether you need to use, and this is probably what I recommend. You want to have WhatsApp for your business. You want to probably respond to your Instagram DMs or the social media direct messaging services. And you probably want to have an email address, right? But this is a very, very important part about e-commerce. You need to be giving customer service before your customer buys. So they might have frequently asked questions, or any objections that they might have about your products, right? You want to make sure that you answer them before they make the sale to make them feel comfortable. Then you also have to provide them with customer service during the purchase. So you want to make sure that, okay, cool, while someone is buying your product, in case they are looking for, pricing plans, or maybe they want to understand like what's the difference between this product and that product, that variation, you need to be there and you need to be quite quick with your response to ensure that they feel service while they're making the purchase. And then obviously, most importantly, is when they've made the purchase afterwards, you need to follow up with them. The process of the sale is not done because you need to send them the tracking link to ensure that, okay, cool, your item is going to come in on this day and this time. And if there's any problems or any refunds, you need to be there to be talking to your customers. So once they've bought from you, customer service is done. And I think the one thing that I've realized is that once you've got someone buy from you, you want to encourage them to share and post on the social media platform because that is a referral for you. So those 6 skills that you need for e-commerce. Sorry guys, can I just ask, if you understand, can you just mute your chat? Thank you. I'm saying, can you just mute your mic and then I'll answer all questions at the end. And then as I was talking about product research, so this is this component over here. This component over here, product research. So how do you decide what to sell, right? These are the 4 questions you have to ask, right? You don't decide what to sell just because what you want. The first question you have to ask yourself is, who are your dream clients, right? So your dream clients are people who have the money to pay you, right? You want to make sure, like, do you want to work with people who annoy you, or you want to work with people who have the money to pay you, are very professional? So for instance, for selling this business over here, our dream client are people who are scared of having piercings, but they want to have beautiful nose rings. So I'm looking for majority females between the ages of 18 and 35. So those are my dream clients. You need to sit and think to yourself like, okay, cool, before you decide what to sell, who would you like to sell to? Because, sometimes we might want to sell a product, but the person who loves the product doesn't have the money to pay us. So you want to make sure that whoever you pick is that you really understand who they are, what are their problems, literally create a character, draw the person, give them a name, say this is Cindy, she works a 9-to-5 job, she's a middle manager, and she has a problem with time. Really understand who your dream client is before you decide what product you have, okay? The second thing is, where can you find your client online? Where can you find your dream client online, right? If you are selling to a corporate person, or let's say you're selling to a doctor, you got your dream client is professionals like lawyers and doctors have a lot of money, right? They're not going to be on TikTok. There's probably they probably maybe have Instagram, but you're more likely to find them on LinkedIn. So you're like, okay, cool, this professional, this doctor, they definitely have a LinkedIn account. I can find them on LinkedIn. Again, with Sele, I am looking for beautiful females who want to feel beautiful between the ages of 18 and 35. I can probably bet that they have Instagram. So that's where I find my dream client. I find them on Instagram. So you need to think, okay, cool. Once I find my dream client, where can I find them online? And make sure that you've got the right social media platform. The third question you have to ask is, what content will you use to attract them? What content are you going to create, right? Again, like if you're going to be using LinkedIn, or if you're going to be using YouTube or TikTok, you have to understand what kind of content does best on those platforms. YouTube is a long format video, so it's going to last longer than 3 seconds, 9 seconds. Probably you can make like an hour on YouTube, but you can't take that YouTube video and put it on TikTok, because TikTok's only going to last for like 60 seconds max. So you have to understand, okay, cool, what platform I'm going to use and what content works best on that platform. And secondly, you have to really think, okay, cool, what kind of content attracts your dream client? If we are thinking about the doctor or the lawyer, and they say, look, they don't have enough time. So whatever content that you make needs to be in the context of they don't have enough time, and you need to speak to their problems. Make content that speaks to their problems. So literally make content that speaks to their problems, and then tell them that how your product or how your service or how your business is going to solve their problem, and then going to take them to the ideal situation, which is you're going to give them the result that they want, right? So guys, we're all in business here, but essentially we want to give them, everybody, the results. So at Sele, like I said, I make my customers feel beautiful without the pain of piercings, right? Once I've created the content on Instagram that shows them how easy it is to wear one of my beautiful nose rings, and they don't need, the pain of piercings, then my dream clients are willing to get that end result. And the end result is that they want to feel beautiful without the pain or inconvenience of a piercing. And then they are willing to pay me any price. So it's not about whether it's expensive or not. It's, am I giving them the results? So always remember this, that what result are you giving your end customer? So once you've figured out like this, we're going to go back to the previous slide, and we're going to think about like, okay, cool. Let's say, for instance, now our dream client is someone who has lots of money. Let's say they're a doctor, right? So they're a doctor, and because they're so busy in their job all the time, they don't have time to eat, but because they're a doctor, they know how important it is to eat. They need to get their nutrition out, right? So they don't have time to cook, but they don't have, the will, and they shouldn't be eating fast food. So already, the problem for this person is that they need the nutrients, they need the food, but they don't have the time to prepare the food, and they don't want to go to fast food places, right? So already, the dream client is the doctor. So the problem you're solving there is that you need to find a way to make them healthy without the inconvenience of cooking. So already now you think to yourself, what kind of product can I make? You can make a blender. So you just go onto AliExpress, you find a blender, something where they can put all the foods and all the healthy ingredients, and they just blend it once in a while, and then they drink that blender wherever they go. They get full, they have the nutrients they're looking for, and it doesn't take time. See, you see already now, because of we've answered all those questions, we say, okay, cool, who's the dream client? A doctor. We know doctors have lots of money, so they're willing to spend quite a bit of money, right? Number two, we know that they actually know everything they need to know about health. So if you show them that, okay, cool, they can put all their healthy ingredients, blend it into a smoothie and drink on the go. So you've shown them that, okay, cool, the end result is that they want to be healthy without the inconvenience of cooking, without the inconvenience of, wasting time to get nutritional help. So now that you've known that your dream client is a doctor, you know that the end result is that they want nutrition without the inconvenience of cooking and they want to be healthy. You can go to aliexpress.com and then literally find manufacturers that can, manufacture or sell you a blender on the go blender. Right. Now that we know what product we're going to sell and we know who our dream client is, now we need to think about the website we're going to build. Now, again, doctors, who are the type of people that are doctors, right? They have probably spent a lot of time in university, right? They've probably done their masters and all that kind of stuff. So at minimum, they've spent at least 7 years in varsity, and then they've spent an extra 2 years in doing the community service work. So if we're saying that people get into varsity at 19 plus 7 years, so doctors probably stop being doctors at 27 to 30. So you already know that whether they're male or female, that your doctor, your target client is going to be 30 years and above, So already you know that, okay, cool, the website needs to be professional, it needs to be something that resonates with doctors. So you're going to look for colors that are professional, probably going to use dark blue. The words on the website want to be high, very valuable words, words with huge vocabulary, because you know that these professionals have been studying, definitely reading textbooks, and you want to make sure that you're speaking the doctor's language on the website, because that's who you're selling to. You want to make sure that on the website that you're selling the benefits of the doctor's problems. You know that, okay, the doctor doesn't have time. So you want to make sure that whatever you put on the website shows that, okay, your product solves their issue of not having enough time. But you also want to make sure that you understand their problem in terms of, okay, cool, this product will solve your issue and make you healthy at the same time, So your website will be structured based on your dream client. Then we're going to go to digital marketing. What kind of content are you going to be creating? You're going to be making professional content based on the platform. You're probably going to use LinkedIn to find the doctors. You're going to show them videos of, hey, you don't have time, use a smoothie and drink this, right? So that's the type of content you will create. Then we're going to have social media advertising. So you're going to boost there on social media advertising. Your demographics are going to be, okay, cool. Target professionals or people who have postgraduate degrees. That's going to be their interest. They're between the ages of maybe 30 to 50. Maybe you think maybe they have families. So that's how you're going to target their interest on social media, so to make sure that they see your piece of content and then they can get it there. Then shipping and logistics, you're going to make sure that your supplier in AliExpress can deliver straight to them, or you use your Africa. And then customer service, you probably, when you're talking to a doctor, they probably want lots of emails or maybe newsletters. So that's how you're going to just tailor your product. So once you actually understand, like, this is how all the skills that you need to run an e-commerce business, then you'll know, okay, cool, this is possible. And if you can do this perfectly, then what I can guarantee you is that you'll make at least R500,000, right? So this is one of the e-commerce businesses that I have. And I'm showing you this so that I can encourage you guys to be like, okay, cool, this is possible. I've done this in under, I think, 2 years, was about to be the second year. And in 3 years or 2 to 3 years, I'll put everything that I've known into a course, into something that to ensure that you guys, if you watch that thing, you'll be fine. And remember what we said, to get an asset, you need a mindset, you need skill sets, these are the skill sets. And then finally, we need a tool set. And the tool set that I'm going to give you guys right now is a course, an online course on how to start your online business, right? Usually for my time, I consult people for R1,000 an hour. I build websites for other people as well, for which is like also 50,000 Rand. But this course, I charge R1,000 Rand, but for everybody watching right now, I am definitely going to sell it for half the price. So I will sell it just under 550 Rand. And this investment is an investment in yourself to become somebody. So you want to put in 550 Rand to make 500,000 Rand. And this is something that you need to think about and something you need to consider, because the government is not going to help you. I'm sure that most of you guys have gone to universities just like I did. I'm sure that you guys are all, suffering with load shedding just as we are right now. And you need to come up with ways to make money. And this is something that I've done with Sele, I've done with other businesses. And I think this is an investment to yourself to ensure that you are able to take yourself to the next level. And this is something that I encourage for everybody to do. So for those who are watching, I will definitely send you through the link. But because you've joined this, I'll also send you my guide, my nice ebook that will show you all the steps that I took to create my e-commerce business. And yeah, and I appreciate it. So I'm gonna just stop the presentation. And if you guys have any questions, I'm ready to take some questions right now.